Basketball fans, fasten your seatbelts, because what you're about to relive is more than just a WNBA game. It's a battle of wills, a clash of talent, and a roller coaster that had fans glued to their seats until the very last second. Indiana Fever versus Connecticut Sun, a matchup that had everything: defense, clutch shooting, momentum swings, and a finish you'll be talking about for days. Let's dive into the action and break it all down. From the opening tip, you could feel it. This wasn't going to be just another game. Indiana Fever came in with a clear plan: force Connecticut into one-and-done possessions. No second chances, no easy buckets. And immediately, they showed that defensive identity. Every cut, every pass by Connecticut was contested. Aaliyah Boston, the rookie powerhouse, anchored the paint like a veteran. Her footwork was crisp, her rebounding instincts flawless. On the other end, Kelsey Mitchell wasted no time showing why she's Indiana's offensive heartbeat. Driving hard, pulling up with confidence, and knocking down early shots. The Sun, though, weren't backing down. Natasha Howard muscled her way inside, converting second-chance looks and keeping her team alive. Bria Hartley came off the bench, cool as ice, pulling up from mid-range and reminding everyone why she's a seasoned pro. But the first quarter belonged to Indiana's defense. 9 forced turnovers by halftime started here, with intensity, hustle, and a refusal to let Connecticut breathe. Score after one, Indiana edging out, setting the tone for what was about to be a war. The second quarter turned into a game of runs. Connecticut found rhythm through Howard's relentless rebounding and Marina Mabrey's sharpshooting. Mabrey hit one cold-blooded jumper after another, silencing the Fever crowd for a moment. But Indiana responded with speed. Every rebound turned into a fast break. Boston's outlet passes were on point, and Mitchell was lethal in transition. You blinked, and the Fever were sprinting the other way. Odyssey Sims, the veteran guard, pushed the tempo, slicing into the defense, drawing fouls, and creating space for her teammates. And just when Connecticut looked ready to take control, Indiana dropped a dagger. Mitchell stopped on a dime, rose up for a deep jumper, and nailed it, sending a jolt through the arena. That wasn't just a bucket, that was a statement. We're here to play. By halftime, Indiana had the edge not just on the scoreboard but in body language. They looked confident. They looked hungry. The Sun, frustrated, searching for answers that ate the break, Indiana's coaches summed it up perfectly. Our defense fueled everything. And it was true. 9 turnovers forced, constant pressure, and a relentless pace that Connecticut struggled to keep up with. But the game was far from over. The Sun had weapons, and they weren't going to stay quiet. Fans knew they were in for a wild second half. The third quarter exploded into life. Natasha Howard came out swinging, scoring through contact, grabbing offensive boards, and setting the tone for the Sun. Every time she touched the ball inside, it felt like points were guaranteed. But Indiana wasn't letting go. Mitchell continued her scoring spree, pulling up off screens, draining jumpers, and slashing to the rim. Aaliyah Boston, calm under pressure, kept racking up rebounds and punishing mismatches in the post. The Sun turned to their veteran depth, Bria Hartley with smooth mid-range buckets, Saya Rivers firing from deep, and Mabrey catching fire. Marina Mabrey's third-quarter performance was electric. She slashed, spun, and pulled up like she was playing on her home court. For Indiana, the highlight was Mitchell drilling a deep three, squaring her shoulders, and letting it fly as the crowd erupted. That shot symbolized the Fever's fight. They weren't going anywhere. The scoreboard tightened. Every possession mattered. And as the quarter wound down, you could feel it. This was building toward a dramatic finish. If you thought the first 3 quarters were intense, the fourth was pure chaos, beautiful basketball chaos. The Sun looked to pull away behind Mabrey's scoring. She was unconscious, knocking down tough jumpers, finishing at the rim, and proving why she's one of the most dangerous scorers in the league. At one point, she notched her 6th 20-point game of the season, incredible under pressure. But Indiana had their own closer, Kelsey Mitchell, and she went nuclear. Mitchell attacked relentlessly, forcing fouls, sinking free throws, and hitting dagger jumpers. She pulled off a 4-point play that sent the Fever bench into a frenzy. Talk about a momentum swing. Meanwhile, Boston recorded yet another double-double, 10 points and 12 rebounds, securing the paint, defending the rim, and giving Indiana life with her presence. Indiana down by single digits. Mitchell at the line. Calm. Collected. Swish. The game tightened. Connecticut responded. Tina Charles, the veteran star, backing down, spinning and hitting the turnaround. Clutch. The sun up again. But Indiana came roaring back. Boston caught the ball at the elbow, took a dribble, and knocked down the jumper with 7 seconds left. The Fever fans erupted. It felt like the shot that could seal it. Connecticut had one last play. Marina Mabry, the hero all night, spun into the lane, floated it up, the ball hung in the air, rattled and rolled off. The buzzer sounded. What a game. What a game. Kelsey Mitchell, 25 clutch points, proving once again she's the closer Indiana needs. Aaliyah Boston, double-double machine, 10 points, 12 rebounds, absolute force inside. Marina Mabry, hero for Connecticut with 20-plus points, fearless and relentless. Natasha Howard, a monster on the boards and inside scoring, keeping the Sun alive. Final score, Indiana edges Connecticut in a nail-biting finish that showcased grit, heart, and the makings of a playoff-level clash. This game wasn't just about basketball, it was about belief. Indiana Fever showed they're not just here to compete, they're here to win. With Mitchell's clutch shooting and Boston's dominance inside, this team is building something special. Connecticut, despite the loss, proved they have firepower that can explode at any moment. And fans, if this is the kind of drama we're getting in the regular season, just imagine what's coming in the playoffs. Stay tuned, because the WNBA is only heating up. Indiana survived. Indiana triumphed. The final minutes, edge of your seat drama. But let's take a step back for a moment, because beyond the box score, this game meant something deeper. For Indiana, this wasn't just a win on paper. This was a character win. Think about it. They went toe-to-toe with one of the most physical teams in the league, got punched in the mouth multiple times, and still stood tall. They didn't fold when Mabry started torching them. They didn't panic when Tina Charles hit those veteran shots. Instead, they dug deep, trusted their leaders, and executed down the stretch. That is the DNA of a playoff team. And speaking of leaders, Kelsey Mitchell. She's no longer just Indiana's best scorer. She's their closer. Every big shot in the fourth quarter seemed to fall in her hands, and more importantly, she wanted those moments. That's the sign of a superstar. Fans can debate MVP candidates all day long, but ask yourself this: if your season was on the line, how many players in this league would you trust more than Mitchell with the ball? The list is short, very short. Then you look at Aaliyah Boston. Game after game, she shows maturity well beyond her years. A double-double against Connecticut's front court is no joke. She battled Charles, she battled Howard, and she still came out with 10 and 12. And it's not just the numbers, it's the impact. Every rebound, every contest, every screen set, it changes the flow of the game. Boston is the foundation Indiana is building on, and she's proving why she's one of the brightest young stars in the entire league. On the flip side, Connecticut has plenty to be proud of despite the loss. Marina Mabry's firepower kept them alive all night. Her ability to create her own shot and score in bunches is something few players in the WNBA can replicate. And Natasha Howard, she was relentless. Every time the Sun needed a spark, she was right there in the paint, refusing to let Indiana run away with momentum. But here's the bigger picture.